Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the tropics where we have a lot to go over. Some very unusual, ahead of schedule, and very rare tropical weather going on. So we're going to go over that, of course, and also our regularly scheduled weather video for the entire lower 48, where we're going to be talking about extreme storminess taking over the eastern United States from Florida all the way up through Maine. Up the East Coast, we're going to be dealing with above average precipitation over the next 10 days. Far above average for most folks, and it's just going to be extremely active as far as thunderstorm activity is concerned. So we're going to be going over all of these things today and still talking about that temperature pattern where we still just anticipate the temperatures to not really climb above average. And we're reaching towards the end of June, so it looks like June is going to go down as a very, very cold month here in the East compared to normal, as we've been talking about on the channel if you haven't missed it. Now, let's get into things, and we're taking a look here at the 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. As always, I need to mention this. You can check out the Trilogy maps in the description and pin comment down below. And we actually have a hurricane map quite like this one, where you can draw your own tropical forecasts or just track tropical storms. It's worth checking out for sure, but they are the highest definition, most customizable maps anywhere on the internet, so be sure to check that out. As you can see on this 5-day, or better yet 7-day, it used to be the 5-day, but now it's 7 days, so it's kind of getting hard to get used to. We do have code red here as we had yesterday. It's moved a bit further westward here. But as we look at this, you can see it has a 90% chance of development over the next 7 days. It's basically the highest chance it could possibly have. If it had a 100% chance, then they would just, I don't think that exists. So I think 90% is pretty much the highest it can go here. And as you can see, it looks to head right about on par with Puerto Rico. So it can go north of there or south of there, obviously, by the time it's reaching this part of the Caribbean. There is some concern for the East Coast, I will say, and obviously with this trajectory, you have to be watching the Caribbean and the Gulf as well. So this one is an all-hands-on-deck type of situation. I know it's only June, and it really makes it hard to believe, but this one has a really, really good chance of becoming a hurricane. And the conditions are ripe. We've been talking about the Atlantic temperatures and how abnormally warm they are, and let this be a testament for that, okay? This storm in June is developing in the MDR, short for Main Development Region, and it is developing like an August or September tropical system is. And this one has a good chance to climb into Category 1, 2, or 3 territory fairly easily due to the low shear, and the high temperatures out there. That is what the current models are suggesting. I think tomorrow we're going to dive into the spaghetti models and the intensity guidance, but for now we're just taking a look at these charts. But we are really watching this one closely. I want everybody to take this one very seriously, because this isn't just some tropical depression. It's going to fizzle out. I think this one has a lot of potential to be much, much more than just that. So we're going to be watching this one closely on the channel. And as always, I like to mention this, you can subscribe. We do upload every single day. So if you do want those updates, be sure to do that. On the 2-day graphical tropical weather outlook, you can see we have a really good chance of development just over the next 2 days or 48 hours here. 80% chance. So we'll only go up by 10% after this point, so certainly looking likely that we are going to see development here either today on Sunday, Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers watching today, or tomorrow on Monday, June 19th. There's a really, really good chance that we see development on one of these 2 days. If this goes as how this kind of hurricane season, even though it's been short, has gone, this will likely develop by the time this video is out, because that's what tends to happen. I'm making this video a little bit earlier today because it is Father's Day, so it's currently 10:28 a.m. This will be coming out around 1 p.m. And what happens is every time I talk about a tropical system and I'm like, oh, it's expected to develop, right when the video is about to upload, they actually call it a named storm or a tropical depression. And then people are like, oh, it's a depression already, not, so it's always one step ahead of me. But maybe it'll take longer, who knows. So let's get into the model guidance. Let's talk about the regularly scheduled stuff that we need to talk about. We're going to be taking a look here at pretty intense storminess across the eastern United States. We can see there is actually currently a system pretty strong over the northeast here. We see a lot of storms taking place over the central and then also the southeast as well. And as we just move this on towards this afternoon, we can see if you're east of, let's call it the Mississippi River-ish area. So if you're near that area, you're looking at some storminess throughout the day today. But if you're east of there, most areas outside of Florida with their typical scattered thunderstorms, and then the northeast with maybe some spotty showers, these areas here look to have a pretty nice Father's Day. Same story for a lot of the plains in the southwest. So those areas are looking quite nice. It's a little bit nastier there for the northwest And then again, this Mississippi River area, it looks like a bowling ball and a bowling pin. That's very weird. Now, as we just continue this on, so that's your Father's Day forecast there towards Monday. We see some more storms moving in for the southeast, so we kind of dodged a bullet there because we're very close to reaching into that stormy pattern. We're very lucky. We were expected to have a nice Father's Day today. And we also see this larger system with a secondary low down here for the northwest as well. As we just continue this on towards Tuesday here, the 20th, as you can see for the southeast, we are dealing with a lot of storminess here across these areas. So we're seeing thunderstorm activity up and down that southeast coast there. And that is going to be for the day on Tuesday, the 20th. I think I already mentioned that. We do see wintry weather still taking place in the northwest with this historically cold summer in June. So that is still taking place. As we keep going towards Wednesday here, we can see that this just continues to sit over this area. We've talked about this day after day, and speaking of day after day, we're going to see this continue day after day. It really just wants to sit around, cause thunderstorms every single day, and it does not want to stop anytime soon. So we've seen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's see. Monday, it starts. Tuesday, it continues. Wednesday, it continues. Thursday, it continues. We do see another system here. I don't want to miss these other things going on. So we see a bit of some storminess there for the upper plains and upper Midwest. And then Friday, let's see, continues there for the southeast, maybe spreads up through the Ohio Valley and a little bit of the mid-Atlantic there. So it's spreading, but really the east is still dealing with this storminess here. Saturday the 24th, same exact story, but we can see again it is spreading northward. But the origins of this energy is from the Gulf, so this is going to be a lot of moisture, a lot of precipitable water as we would call it, and that is going to lead towards the chance of flooding because of the amount of moisture in the atmosphere and the potential rainfall that would come alongside a system like this. Sunday evening looks very stormy across the eastern seaboard as well there for the 26th, so a week from today. We also see the upper Midwest dealing with some upper end rainfall as well up there, and in the northwest we're seeing some rainfall there. Finally, no snowfall. We'll have to see if that calls an end to winter or not. As we reach later on Monday, the southeast is still dealing with this storminess, so that's 7 total days in a row so far that we've seen that there. Let's see that the Tuesday, the 27th time frame, and again, still just this heavy rainfall situation in this area, so this could be a very, very serious situation. And actually, with this low overhead here, we might be getting a little bit more of a frontal boundary. This will eventually cause all of this to get pushed out if this occurs, but could intensify it for the short term there. So very, very stormy pattern. When I say extreme storminess, I'm not taking that lightly, and I hope you guys aren't either, because you just saw it. I mean, like literally 7, 8, 9 days in a row perhaps of potential thunderstorms. That is going to lead towards above average rainfall for a lot of folks if that does occur that way. As we take a look at that total rainfall, look at this. Anywhere in the reds in general is above average for a 10-day period, so we can see these areas here are totally in that above average column. Also, a lot of the upper Midwest and plains with some of these boundaries, frontal boundaries we see come through. We see a low overhead for this northwest region, and this causes some areas up there as well to deal with the above average amounts. As you can see, the southwest looking very quiet, as they do much of the year, but this is particularly quiet, no precipitation over the 10-day period there. Certainly, you can literally see the Gulf moisture, where it's coming and where it's going, but it does sit over the southeast region for quite a while, as we noted within the video. The reds are 2 to 5 inches of rainfall, and then the browns are actually 5 to 10. And then those blues that we see over maybe the Smoky Mountains here of North Carolina, that is going to be 10 inches plus of rainfall over a 10-day period. Unbelievable amounts of rainfall, especially to consider that this isn't coming from some major low or major tropical system. This is just day after day after day of thunderstorms adding up. So definitely large amounts of rainfall there. Now the total snowfall here, we can see it's a little bit decreased from the previous videos that we've made, but we're still expecting a lot in the United States here. Multiple inches there in the blues, and then 6 to 10 inches in the purples, and we were even still seeing some pinks, which is 10 inches plus. So these mountaintops are still seeing snowfall here in late June. The temperature pattern, as we dive into it, we can see there is some cooler temperatures out west, but especially out east here, where that has been the case for almost the entirety of June. We see this really want to continue, even as we see a warmer air mass overall. So we see it kind of taking place here. This is all spreading eastward. It cannot overtake the east, so it's very crazy what we're seeing happen. Cold air is diving southward there in the west, indicating a negative PNA. Typically, again, another precursor that would indicate above average temperatures in the east, and we still see the southeast and the east coast hanging on to that cold for dear life all the way through July 1st there. Into the 3rd of July here at the end of the model run, we still see below average temperatures for this area. Unbelievable. And then we start to see a positive PNA take back over, perhaps according to this model, which would encourage more cold into the east, indicating that this isn't going to end anytime soon, according to this European ensemble model. Very, very crazy stuff we're seeing here, and no end in sight. Very interesting. Anyway, to keep up to date with all of these things, be sure to subscribe because we do upload every single day, and this is going to be our focus over the coming days and weeks ahead. Also, you can hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.